Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. Good morning. This is Toddy One Skip. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, tea, matcha, coffee, ice cream, coffee. What are we going to have today, guys? What are we going to have today? I had Chinese food last night. Walnut chicken and a bunch of other chicken. It was a buffet that I threw together, took it to work, and ate it. Guys, I want to talk to you about Nick. Remember Nick? Nick Godejohn? Nick, who got thrown under the bus. Nick, who was minding his own business in Wisconsin, just looking at Christians for free dating site. Didn't cost any money. He wanted to find a companion. But somebody was looking for somebody. Somebody had an idea in their mind. And that somebody was a Gypsy Rose Blanchard, allegedly. And she was looking for somebody to do something for her. So she went ahead and she reached out to a guy who had autism. High functioning. Very smart, but very loyal. Very simple. A man that if you told him something, he would believe you. He would take you at your word. He would take anybody at their word. And if he committed to you, then he would do that fiercely. It seems like everybody that loves this woman does it fiercely. There's no half-ass loving Gypsy Rose, and I guess unless your name is Dan Glidewell. Smartest of them all so far. But this story isn't over. Dan might end up in the middle of it. Who knows? Who knows what really happened that night? The night of Dee Dee's unaliving. There's so much out there. Well, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but there is a YouTube channel and a Facebook page called NPG Cornerstone. Okay? So it's Nicholas Paul Godejohn Cornerstone, and he calls himself Mr. Smiley. Here's the thing about that. I don't know if Nick's really affiliated with that Facebook page or with the YouTube channel. When Nick was going to do his appeal, he was going to talk until the day that he was speaking on the YouTube channel, the Facebook channel, and then it was everything they weren't going to do. And it wasn't Nick's turn to speak. So somebody's either got this channel and is teasing people with it for clicks and clickbait or this or that, or it's really affiliated with Nick and somehow he calls himself Mr. Smiley. The thing about the YouTube videos, which, guys, I'm going to put the link up. I'm going to share some of the videos with you just so you get an idea. Some of the AI is Australian. Some of it is English. Some of it is female. Some of it is male. It is not consistent. And it's never Nick. And I understand Nick's incarcerated. Who is he telling these messages to get these messages out? Or is he actually getting these messages out and people are disguising the voices so that he doesn't get in trouble? Because, you know, Nick's incarcerated. We know Nick is incarcerated, right? So what's going on there?
Here's the fable of a manipulating red rummer who had many obsessed with speaking about her. All of them clearly had nothing else to do but to clout chase over this silly shrew. It's the story of a man named Roddy who was married to her crusty stepmother.
You know, and then there's a few things that are brought up in the few of these videos, you know. There's a whole timeline that's gone through about what happened that night, and when Nick got there to Missouri, there's a whole talk about when he got there. There's a whole talk about how he did unalive Dee Dee and how foolish we must be to think that Nick doesn't know the difference between unaliving somebody alive or somebody who's not alive, and wouldn't he have seen things? And that's not throwing shade or any kind of insult when I said it.
Now, if you're one of those who believe that her mom had already passed before Nick arrived, then please think about how that could be true, and what that would say about Nick for that belief to even be plausible. Then you must believe that 1. Nicholas is that ignorant, he couldn't tell the difference between someone alive or not. 2. He was so dense that he didn't notice the wounds or the secretion from them.
I said that he probably unalived somebody that was already unalived. I didn't mean it as an insult. I don't think any of us did. You don't do that often, thank God. You don't go in and you don't unalive somebody, so your adrenaline isn't pumping like that. You don't see things that you should see. I would think you are in some sort of different stage in your head. You are seeing different things, because to actually unalive somebody is not normal. So who knows what Nick thinks he saw, what Nick thinks Dee Dee did. I wouldn't bet my money on it. I was robbed at gunpoint. My head went to, why are they wearing such bright white shirts? Why aren't they wearing something dark? Do they use bleach in their shirts? You don't know where your head goes in a situation that you haven't experienced and that's filled with trauma. So I don't think anybody means an insult to Nick about not knowing if somebody's alive or not alive. In that situation, and being that we weren't there, we don't know who's yelling or screaming or who's doing what or who's saying who or what the situation is actually like. That's all that I, as a content creator, meant by it. You know, there's discrepancies in what Nick says and what actually happened then. So somewhere there's something off. And guys, you know what else I found out? And this was from Down the Rabbit Hole at Bedtime, because, you know, I pay attention to a lot of the content creators. And I did something very small with her. We did a collaboration with her and with, I think it was Amy from Paranormal. Anyway, guys, Nick now is part of Puppies for Parolees. So he's starting to train puppies so that when people get out on parole, they can have like an assistance dog. So that's the stuff that I think is very helpful and is a wonderful program in the jail system, as long as the dogs are safe and as long as the dogs are being well taken care of. And they tend to be better taken care of, believe it or not, because that's all the inmates really think about. That's their joy. That's the thing that gets them out of their head, is going to be the dogs. And I think for Nick, that's a wonderful thing. So I'm really happy that Nick got a purpose instead of just whatever he was doing in prison. He now has a little bit more to do. So this NPG Cornerstone, again, you know, we're just going by people's word of mouth that it's really Nick, and that Nick is saying what needs to be said on there, and that he's orchestrating the whole thing. Or it's somebody acting on Nick's behalf, or it's somebody just trying to get clicks on YouTube and Facebook. I really don't know. But there is valid information, and there is a different point of view, and that's always important, especially when it comes to Gypsy Rose, because when she lies. As soon as she opens up her mouth, she lies. Nick hasn't been somebody who has told us untruth. And I did a poll, and it seems like you guys would believe Nick 10 times more than you would believe Gypsy. I don't blame you. I'd be in the same boat as you. I'd be in Nick's boat, because Gypsy's boat's going down and she's stepping on people to get out of the water, including you and me. So she doesn't really give a rat's tit about anything, right? Anyway, guys, let's listen to some of these videos, and you know, just for a second, because they don't want you to do any of taking of the video, but they have taken from other videos, like the interrogation videos and stuff like that. So listen, what's fair is fair. I want you guys to go to the channel and subscribe to the channel. Obviously, I'm not taking the whole video, because I don't believe that. You guys know I don't take people's videos and play them on my channel to take clicks away from other people's channels. I don't do that. So, guys, let's listen to some of this, and let's see. Gypsy, I gotta tell you, out of all the guys, I think Nick was really your knight in shining armor. You know, he was the one he was your ride or die.
Bryce, YouTuber, so-called influencer, and not hear it in full from the actual source they are taking it from? Okay.
Evidence of the minging kitchen. Remember, Nick himself said,
Now, in their house, is their house really clean and neat, or is it?
No, it is not neat at all.
It's not?
That was the first time ever in their house, and I can't believe how much of a pigsty it was.
Oh, okay.
so let's be a detective for a second and ask the obvious questions.
For his case then to be transferred to the Supreme Court of Missouri, it is just another step in the process, meaning that the Missouri Court of Appeals needs to be asked to reconsider their denial. These are usually always also denied, but it is just another step in the process that needs to be done.
So call now. Rush delivery is available.
Hey guys, so what do you think? All the different accents? Can't figure out who they are. Guys, I really recommend the NPG Cornerstone Nation, because I think that there is a lot of valued information there. Different perspective, like I said, always gives us a better picture when we get all the perspectives. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. Tell me what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think. And don't forget, August 2nd, 12 noon, Justice for Corey. The sentencing of that monstrous dad of his who unalived him. August 2nd, Friday, Toms River, New Jersey. Courthouse lawn on Hooper Street or Hooper Lane. That's where we're going to be, guys. Please check out my community tab here over on YouTube, and it'll link you up with Holly Jolly if you guys need a ride, anything you need for the event, anything you need for the sentencing to come there. If we can help you get there, just reach out to us and let us know, guys. A few people have donated some money to help people get there. So guys, I appreciate it. Have a great day. Be better today than you were yesterday, not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Always be kind. Never be Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Always take care of yourselves, guys. Thanks. Bye.